Hello everyone, it's Lindsay from the Vintage Button. I've nearly finished my cover page, or kind of, I don't know, contents page for my Junk Journal July book. Gonna finish it off, have little chats. It's gonna be a very short video, but that's okay. So I've got some real Victorian letter here. Which I'm just using to tidy up the inside of this little handmade album that I found in a Antique Smalls. I've had a bit of a day today. So the day started with lots of noise that started just after 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning, which was quite rude, and went on until after 7 o'clock in the evening. So we did go out for a little bit. I wanted to film a few videos actually and get on with a few things, and it was just not happening. So we went out, we went to Emmaus, which is like a large charity shop, looking for a wardrobe so that I can swap the cupboard that's in the bedroom and put it in here. No luck. I got a couple of bits and pieces that I'll do a little haul on. And on our way back we went to a free library that I don't often go to, and that was quite productive actually. Let's put that down there. Oh yeah, I like that there. So this is a pocket from Bee Happy Stationery. I think it's supposed to go like across, but I wanted it to go this way. I think I'm going to put something on here because I know it kind of doesn't look quite right, but excuse the yawn. I'm going to sort of let it sit and then come back to it, I think, and put like a butterfly, or I might layer up some other bits and pieces out of her kit onto it. There's some nice like slidey things. I don't know, but then I might use that for something else. I will come up with a plan. Alright, I want this to be in shot. So this is the front page. It's quite cute. I've put some watercolour down, then I let that dry. Then I put the gold frame around with just like a gold paint marker kind of thing. White gel pen, little stars and little gold paint marker dots. I used the Junk Journal July hashtag as my label. I'm going to go to bed after I've done this. Then these are Anaglyph stamps. They're just really handy. If you can get like a stamp that's a bulldog clip, and I've got this and I've got like a large bulldog clip stamp, they're just so useful. They're about 20 years old, but they're really, really useful and I love them. I haven't seen anything. If I see something that's similar, I will let you know. She might still do them actually. I can't remember what the set was, but it had lots of like tools. I do hope you don't mind me yawning. It had like lots of tools. There was like a sewing machine and a camera and measuring tapes, all kinds of bits and pieces. It was a nice stamp kit, and I remember I got it when I was into scrapbooking. Yeah, and I think now when I reflect back, looking at the things that I bought, I think I kind of wanted to do junk journaling, but I didn't realise what it was or what. You know, I think there was a style, but I just never ended up doing, pushing on with it, and they just all sat in a box until 2020 when I decided, oh, I think I'll do some junk journaling. There we go. So yeah, so we had the builders, and then we had a little reprieve, and then it's been very hot here, and and I think British people, when they go on about the hot, it's been in the 90s Fahrenheit, but our houses are built to retain heat, so we don't have air conditioning. We have windows that we strategically open and close. It's we're not built for this kind of weather, so everybody's a little bit testy, I think. So we were yawny story time. Yeah, we were just relaxing. We'd had some dinner. We was watching the third episode of the Ironheart thing on Disney, the Marvel thing, and then we just heard all this argy-bargy kind of shouting outside, and there was then other people joined in and ended up about 10 people. It sounds really rough. My area is not rough at all, really. So we kind of watched, twitching at the window, having a peep. And it sounds like there was a young lady in a car and she had parked across somebody's driveway and they took umbrage at it. And then she started shouting back. And then somebody random who was walking down the street got involved. Eventually the girl's dad came along and calmed everything down. So, the police weren't needed. But at one point I thought, because this random person was throwing punches. And I was like, well, I'm not going to go outside, but, perhaps we need to call the police. But it all calmed down. So it's been a bit of a day. But I've got this done. Yay! So, have a quick look. That's the cover. So I am using Bee Happy Stationery's Hale Herbology kit. So that's from there. There's a freebie, which is the Junk Journal July sheet. Let me get it out for you. I have sorted all my stuffs out, so now I've got a bit of a plan, she says, but then I bet I can't find that sheet. Yes, I can. Here it is. So, as you can see, I've taken bits from this sheet for the outside and inside. This is here. I've also put the numbers on each page, and I purposefully make a Junk Journal July journal. I have lots of kind of blank journals that I could use. Excuse the yawn. But I just make one specifically for it that has just the right amount of pages, just so it doesn't become too gator-mouthy. So I've done that, and they've all got their sort of little label on them. They're all sequential, and it's all like that. I tried doing that with the January version of the challenge, and it doesn't work. I think it's because I craft differently in the summer to the winter. So do you do that? My crafting in the winter is much slower. It's not like I wouldn't necessarily make a journal in a month. I do lots of other bits and pieces and slow stitching, and I might not actually spend that much time in my craft room. I'm generally we're making fires and keeping warm. So yeah, different type of crafting. So here we are. We've got that on the way, and we've got that on the way. I'm liking the paint. It needed colour, because I was like, oh, that's quite nice. It's nice and neutral, but I like a proper colour. I do. It's kind of colourful vintage style, really. So I need something on here. This is just the background piece, and I like her kit is really lovely. It's got all these lovely greens, which are like my favourite kind of muted greens. They're like old-fashioned, oldie-worldy, and I think kits like that are really good for blending into lots of different things. That's quite a versatile kit. I can see it being used at Halloween. I can even see it being used at Christmas, and definitely through the summer, because you can just add your other sort of brighter, like the brighter blue of these that came out of a book. Even on the sheet, there is actually some brighter colours that will all blend in. So it's quite a versatile kit. And then the little fairies all come from a book that I took apart, that I got from a charity shop, I think last month. And I've got some little quick look at my kit, and then I'm going to get going. And we're doing our first day. I'll do some explanation about how the challenge is going to go. So the prompts should be out the day before the day. So on the last day of June, I'll do for the first day of July. So that's Monday. That's so you can watch it, and then you can sort of do the prompt on the day of the prompt. so it's sort of like preempting it really. That's what I'm wanting, so that you have time, because it's all about you, not about us. So let's pull this back a little bit. This is my kit that I have made up. So it's an old ephemera holder. I found some old photographs in my vintage stash. There's like a label, there's bits from magazines. I am going to go into my magazine stash and put some more bits. This is that stamp I used on the front page. I think there's some more of them in, because I just sort of left, this is what this was holding originally, and I just left it in. Now I put it all in a tin. But I thought, okay, I'm definitely going to use like that. I've discovered things. That's quite a handy little thing. You can make like little notepads and stuff. I will be using that, definitely. Paper knotted birds, so you can like tie a knot with your paper and then get a stamp. They just look nice, they look oldie worldy. More labels. I think that's a butterfly from a magazine, but this is what I mean about the slides from her kit, from the Hale Herbology kit. The only other printable I've got is this, and that's because the first thing is bees, and I might need a crown. Depends, because I'm doing it on the Monday, which is a mindful make day, so I've got to sort of write my little sort of meditation that we have. And I have this idea, because it's bees, I have this idea about us treating ourselves like we're royalty, like valuing ourselves that much. So that's why I'm just keeping that there. But that's the only other printable that's not Bee Happy. Everything's from a book or a magazine otherwise, or I've stamped it. I've got some fantastic butterflies that came from a 1970s butterfly book that I found in a free library. Actually, the one I went to today, that I will do a haul on tomorrow. I'll have time. Tomorrow's going to be a slow stitch day. We're going to finish those strawberries off, and I'll do that haul. There'll be 2 videos all going on. So here you can see, so this is some more of a kit that I've just cut out. I've not cut out all of it because there's loads of it out yet, but yeah. There we go, more of her kit, more bits about Junk Journal July from the thingy page. Stamped on book pages, that's actually one of the prompts. I've got some ephemera, I've got some real ephemera, some old checks. I've got some tags off clothing, that's going to come in handy. Bits from books. That looks like a print of, I might have to try and redeem that. It's not a nice subject matter. I don't really like fox hunting. I wonder if we could redeem that through Junk Journal July. We could do. We'll have a go. A little bit of Edith Holden. I think it was Samantha said that she'd got an Edith Holden book. Dig in your Edith Holden, because there's an entire bit about July. There's some really nice images that would blend really nicely into your book. Some more bits from flower books. More other bits, black and white bits, because there's a day that's black and white. I've got these envelopes that are about stamps, and then there's a letter inside about the stamps. Some random packaging, a little bit of a map. I think I'm going to get some more of this map out. This is from like a 100-year-old atlas. Some more of the kit. That is the Hale Herbology kit from Bee Happy Stationery. And then we're kind of coming to the end. So I want my Junk Journal July kit, as I sort of develop it, I want it to end up in this book, and then I've kind of got 2 books. One to dip into to get bits, and one to make. So there we go. That's where we're at. So look out for Junk Journal July across the airwaves. We are nearly ready to go. So I hope you've enjoyed my little quarter of an hour ramble, and you'll let me know what you're doing for Junk Journal July. Are you just watching? Because I watched it for a couple of years before I did anything. Or are you going to do some bits? You could decide not to make a journal, but just make some bits of ephemera. you could do it that way. I want it to be something that's really free and not stressful. So, you know, take your time with it. Have a nosy. I like that there's lots of different styles and approaches with the people that are going to do the prompts. And tomorrow the list is going to come out and you'll be able to see, and I'll put it on my community tab, and Sandra will be putting it on hers, so all of her details will be in the description box. Follow, and we'll just subscribe. It'll be good if everybody subscribed to everybody. It'd be really nice. So anyway, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to say goodbye, and I will be looking forward to some slow stitching and a haul tomorrow, and then it's Junk Journal July. If you're a slow stitcher, and I know a lot of my subscribers are slow stitchers, do not worry, there will be slow stitch projects, because this is our birthday month, so there will be slow stitch projects peppered throughout. Just have to watch this space. Alright then everyone, I'm going to say good night. Night night.